I
This
told you this,
conference will now be recorded.
and this topic will help you to understand the difference where we can use and how we can use, and some interview questions by keeping some interview concept also in mind. I have selected the topics for today. So first thing is they will ask you about this mutable. So some people ask like, do you know string is immutable? Can you explain it? So people misunderstood that immutable means it is something called constant. Constant is different, immutable is different. So we should know the difference between these two. Constant means you cannot change the value at all. So if you are declaring a variable and throughout the program you are planning to keep the same value for the variable, say that age limit I told, right? Some website there is a restriction that the age limit should be greater than 18, then only you are allowed to enter into the website. That condition they are not going to change at all. That is going to remain wherever I am going, whether I'm in the registration page, login page, or whatever page I'm going, the age restriction is going to be same. So this is called constant. I'm not going to change the value at all, so that kind of thing is called constant. But immutable mean that is something different. So I was creating something like this, right? String student equal to high. In yesterday's sample I was showing, in the memory it has created a place and the value high is saved there. Again I'm saying that student equal to some student name, Ravi or Kumar, something else I'm assigning. In that case, what is going to happen is I understand that in memory already high is there, right? That will be erased, and in the same place Ravi will be stored. That is my assumption, but that is not happening in the case of string. Once we create a string, it cannot be edited. If we edit the value, the literal is there, right? The object one literal, a new string object literal will be created. So what it will do, it will create another space in the memory, and that memory will have the value of Ravi. So that is the difference between constant and immutable. Constant means I cannot change the value at all. If I declare something called final static some variable, okay, some age equal to 12, and I'm going to declare this as int, because this is static, right? That is the reason it is saying. Okay, I'll change this final. I'll explain you why I'm not able to use static inside this. I'll be covering a separate a topic itself for the static keyword. So that time I will tell you. So now I'm going to say age equal to 25. So I have declared a variable called int age equal to 12, but I've used one more keyword here called final. Then I'm saying that, so you would have seen it. I was using int age equal to 12, then age equal to 25 and all. I can very well do it. If I don't have this final keyword, you can see there is no error at all. So age equal to 12 I did, then age equal to 25 I'm able to do. But if I declare a variable with final, it is showing me a error. You can see something in the red color. Red means it's an error, and yellow shade means it's just a warning kind of thing. So red, I'm mousing over and it's saying that cannot assign a value to a final variable age. It means that it is constant. I cannot change the value of a constant throughout my program because I don't want to change the value. That's why I use the value as final. I'm defining a variable. You all very well know it is not like only one programmer or a developer is going to develop a program or an application. It's a teamwork. I'll be working, Srini will be working, Ranjit will be working in the project. I might be working in one of the file, Srini and Ranjit will be working in a different file. If I'm creating a variable here and you are using the same method or class in your program, in your code also, in that cases, there is a chance that you will override my value. You will change my value, but I don't want my value to be changed. Whatever may be the reason, I don't want the value to be changed because that is a customer expectation. Customer has told me a requirement and he told me that the age should be like this, then only I can do. So he gives a requirement mean I have to strictly follow it. So my teammate, maybe the other team member, may not aware of this requirement. Accidentally or mistakenly, they could have changed it. To avoid it, what I can use, I can declare the variable as final. By declaring the variable as final, that is the final value. That is the constant value. Nobody can change it later. That is the thing called constant. But immutable means it's more relevant to your memory allocation. Once I use the string keyword, once I create a variable using the string keyword, a new memory location will be created. Next time when I'm overwriting like this, it is a new keyword, that is new memory space only. It is not something like I'm erasing the existing memory value and adding something new. That is called immutable. String is immutable. It doesn't mean string is a constant. You should know the difference. That's why I covered. Any of the final keyword I'll be covering in detail, because final is a important interview question. You can see it like they will ask when you have final keyword in a class what will happen, method what will happen and all. So I will cover later because I have to explain you the inheritance concept. Then only I can tell you final keyword usage in different places. That's why I'm holding it for later. For now, I covered it because this variable concept and all you're already aware. That's why final keyword in front of a variable means you cannot change the value. So one thing, partially I've covered it. So next thing what we are going to see today here is your important methods in string. So I'm declaring something like this. So something I've declared here, and I'm going to see what are the different methods available. So why it is taking more important, the string is taking more importance means it has some inbuilt methods, because I already told string is an inbuilt class and it has n number of methods into it. Already returned method, predefined methods are there. Using the methods I can achieve different data processing. I don't need to really write my own code there because everything is already available. I have to just use the or call the code. That's what I'm going to do here. So now I'm going to demonstrate what are the different methods available for me in string that will make my work easy. So the very first thing what I'm going to do today here is, let me remove the final code. Okay, so I have something called student. Three methods I'm going to introduce now. First method is, let me take it as s1, the variable, something called s1. There is a string called s1. For this I'm going to see three different methods available. The very first method what I'm going to see is s1.length. So if I want to find the length of the word which I'm getting, you all very well know, in text boxes we will type something, and we are going to calculate the name or the address, because you would have observed in some of the website also, if I type something it will throw me error that in address line you cannot enter more than 20 character. So please enter only 20 character. That is the UI validation, but the same thing can be done at the backend also. So that one we are going to discuss. This is a method. So method means you will have something called this argument pattern. This is again an inbuilt method. So in the string.java class, inbuilt class, there is a method, and that method I'm going to call now. The length is, this is my very first method, and I'm going to use two more methods, which is nothing but is blank. Okay, and one more method called is empty. First I will run this program, then I will explain you the real-time place where and all we will use this is blank and is empty. You will use it in lots and lots of places. Okay, so now let me run this code. I don't want this under for current discussion. These three methods only, right? So I'm going to run it now. I have string s1 and it is holding a value called hi, h and I. Two characters are there. So I'm running my code now. If you look at this, it is saying that length of the string is 2 because there are two characters available. That's why the very first print statement it is saying the length is 2. Then it is saying is blank and is empty. So I'm checking whether the string is empty. It is saying no, it is not empty. It has some value called hi. Whether the string is blank, again it is saying no, it is not blank, it has some value. So now you can ask me, UV, what is the difference? Both is blank and is empty. To my knowledge, it looks like same. Can you tell me the difference? That's what we are going to discuss. When I go to the method in the string.java inbuilt class, it is clearly explaining me returns a true. The definition of is blank is it returns a true if the string is empty or contain only white space. So what is going to tell me? If there is any spaces available in my coding, that also will be considered as blank only. So it will check, okay, it will check for whether the string is empty or. So you have to observe or condition. Already yesterday I have explained you the difference between and or condition. So it is or condition. Or means any one is okay. Either it is a empty or there is a space available, then it will take that it as blank. But in the case of empty, it is very straightforward. If the length is 0, then it will say it is true. Otherwise, it will say it is not true. So now let me demonstrate how I can differentiate between these two. Say for example, I have a string which is empty. I don't have any meaningful data in the string, only some white spaces are there. Nothing is there. So I have entered one space. You can see there is only spaces available. I didn't have anything. When I run this code, you can see the length it is saying 1. Okay, to my code there is something is available, whether it is alphabet or whether it is a number. I have something in place, so I'm saying yes, length is 1. Just because the length is 1, okay, it is saying it is true, and this is saying it is false. It is saying that hey, the length is 1. How can you say it is an empty? It is not at all empty. Something is there. But what this blank will say, hey, though it is a space, that is not a meaningful data. What I'm going to do with the space for my calculation? So it is saying is blank means it is saying true, but empty is saying no, no. Whatever it is there, even if it is a space, I will consider that as a value, and I'm saying false. Now you understand the difference between is blank and is empty. Now we will come to the real-time usage. Why I should use blank, why I should use is empty and all, and the length also. So now I'm going to explain you the topics of looping and all. So when you do a looping concept and all, there are some
You mean
point of
what?
time. Yes.
You mean what case is empty will be true? Because even if it is a white space, it will show as a false, right?
Okay. It should not. Okay. I will tell you there are some cases. You are some text boxes are there. It is not mandatory field, but you are typing something. You would have observed it. It is saying that enter something, otherwise I won't let you to complete the form. You would have seen some forms and all, but you really don't know what value needs to be entered there. So in that cases, what we will do? Sometime we will type some junk. Sometime we will give some spaces and all. In that cases, my form submission should not be stopped at all. I should continue with it. So In that cases, I can go with the is empty coding. I can take the string and I will say is empty. Then it will say false and I can proceed with that. But there are some mandatory information in my forms. There, my contact, my email address, these are all very mandatory things for my registration process to complete. In that cases, I have to look for the is blank method. So what it will do, if I type empty, okay, if I tell whatever maybe, what it will say, no, no, it won't accept it at all. If you have to type some alphanumeric value, you have to type some name there, you have to type some email address there, you have to type some contact number there, then only I will complete the registration process. Without completing that, when you click on the submit button, it will say that mandatory fields are not filled properly. Please fill the mandatory fields like your contact number or email address to complete the registration. So in that cases, I have to go for the is blank. I have to check once somebody click on the submit button. I have to validate each and every strings. I'll be creating different strings like phone number, email address and all. Once you click on the submit button, be passed for the, and that is called form validation kind of thing. The data will
Your
be
screen is
passed
not
for the
visible.
validation in
Your screen,
backend.
your screen is not visible.
Screen not visible. Just give me a minute. I will share it again. I will unshare and share it again.
Sure. Yes, it's visible now.
Please let me know if you are
No,
able to
again,
see my screen back. Is it visible?
no, it's not visible.
Wait, I will rejoin back. Is it
Yes,
visible
yeah,
now?
it's visible. Yeah,
Okay. Thanks for the confirmation. So depend upon the requirement from customer. If customer says that I am okay to accept the data with a white space, I will consider that as a proper data. Then you can go for the relevant one. If customer says that no, I want only the alphanumeric characters as my content, I don't want the space in the front or in the back or in the middle, I don't want anything, means you can go for this relevant one. So based upon your customer requirement, based upon the data validation provided to you, you can go for the either is blank or is empty. The difference between these two is, for a is blank, it will say, it will consider the white space, okay, it will ignore that and it will say yes, it is true. But for the is empty, it will say that it is not empty, it has some space in it. That is the difference between is blank and is empty. Again, I'm reiterating, is blank will look for the white space also, and this one is empty will look for the length. It won't see anything, it will just look for the length. If the length is 0, then it will say it is empty. Otherwise, it will say it is not empty. It will just look for the length. Okay. So here the length is printed as 1 in our case. That's why it is saying it is not empty. If nothing is there, this is the call empty. So in the screen whatever I'm showing, right, this is called something called empty. Okay, no data, no space, nothing, then only the is empty will return true. I'm running this program now, both the is blank and is empty will be true because already there is no data at all. So the is blank is satisfied for me because two condition it will check, either nothing is there or white space. So two things it will check. So any one condition satisfied means it is returning true. But in the case of is empty, it will look for the length. So my length is 0, so it is printing me true. So this will be helped in most of your UI validation related code also, and for your regular data strings also, because whenever you try to do some operation on an empty string, whenever already nothing is there, see, I don't have any data at all. On top of this data, say for example I have to go and check for some specific word. I'll be covering that also today. What are the different comparison methods available, search methods available, that and all I'll be covering today. So if the string itself is empty, what is the real need of doing a substring validation? What is the real need of comparing two strings and all? So to avoid the second step, the very first step what we will do, if string is empty, if string is blank, we will check it, then only we will go to the further steps or further process on the string. So this is the correct practice. If you don't follow this, there is a process of some exception. So exception is a big topic I'll cover at the end. So exception means it will crash your program. You cannot continue on your regular coding. It will stop there itself and you cannot continue if the exception is not handled properly. So this is one among them. Having a condition check before doing any manipulations on the string. First you are checking whether something is there. If it is there only, it's like simple saying, we will tell it in the home also. If something is there in the bowl, then only you can put it on the plate. Nothing in the bowl means what? You can put it on the plate. Same thing, if something is there on the string, that string only you can do some comparison, some substring, some cutting of the string, some merging of the string and all you can do. If no string data is there, you can very well say that no data available for the process. You don't want to really spend your energy on writing the or executing the rest of the program. Okay. Next step is we are going to discuss something called some operations. What are the different operations we can do? So some comparison methods I'm going to discuss now. For now I'm commenting this, but it will be there in the code itself, so you can refer later. But I'm commenting this because we can reduce the number of print statements for better understanding of next topic. Next topic is comparison methods. The very first comparison thing, okay, for comparison mean there should be two things. You are taller than your brother. You are shorter than your brother. If I'm asking you a question, means obviously you and your brother are in line. So I have to compare between you two, means I need two persons. Similarly, for comparison operations, I need two strings. So first is string s2, and I am going to use one more string called s1. So two strings I'm going to use here. So both the string is there, but both the strings are using the same value. So now I'm going to use my very first comparison method, which is nothing but is s1 and s2 are equal. This is the very first method I'm going to use. So what I'm going to do, whether this data and this data are equal. So I'm going to run this program now. If the data are same, then it will return me true. So I'm comparing two things. Okay. Then, for example, there is some case mismatch. One is with the uppercase J and another with the lowercase j. I am running this now and it is saying false. For me, this is also Java, this is also Java, but the cases are different. So I got a requirement from my customer stating that if somebody entering, so they have completed some 5 years in the market, and they're saying that if somebody joins in, say, um, somebody logs in with a name, something with the exact name, like somebody log in with Srini itself, for example. If somebody today doing a registration to the application with the name of Srini, then I'm saying that I'm going to give him some 200 rupees discount on his purchase. So what I'll be doing, I'll be comparing whether the user who is newly logged in, it is matching with the name it is given from my told what name Srini is the name he told today, right? So I will check the name Srini with the name of the user. If it is matched, then I will give the 200 rupees discount to him. But what has happened, he has typed the name in the uppercase, S in the uppercase, and remaining letters are all lower cases. But I have written a code, everything in the lower case. I'm checking like if somebody is logged in with the name of SRINI, everything in the lower cases means obviously my condition will fail. It will say no, both the names are not same. But it is Srini only. But I have written a code in such a way that it is saying false. So what will happen? That customer will come and claim me, why you didn't give me the offer, you have cheated me, something they will tell. So what change I can do, whether the customer write the name in lower cases, upper cases, whatever may be, my program should work. So in that cases I can go for another method which will ignore the case. I'm going to check equals, but I'm going to ignore the case. I'm not really interested on the lower cases or upper cases. Then I can go for this particular method. If I have to compare two strings and I have to ignore the case, lower cases, upper cases, that is capital and small letters means I can go for the equals ignore case. This is the next comparison. Okay, the one more comparison things are also there, which is called start with.
Yeah,
Now my
you
client is saying don't go for,
your screen went off.
yes, again
Your
it's,
screen is
yeah,
not visible.
okay.
yeah. You just one small question. Here you have created S1 and S2,
Yes,
right? So internally it is using the string pool, right, for putting the data. Use
I'm
last class
using the
yours
new keyword, so it will use the heap memory.
heap memory.
Heap
Okay,
memory, because
okay,
I told right, if it is string literal, it will go to my string constant pool. But here I'm using the new keyword, so it will go and sit it in the heap memory.
okay. So here they actually, if you are using heap, right? So
Okay,
there are two different objects right there.
exactly. It won't refer to
Oh,
the same thing. Two different
okay.
things, though both are holding same value. It won't refer to the existing one. It will create a new place for me in the memory.
Okay, so it is comparing the data across the two objects, these methods, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
So now I'm going to cover that topic also. There is something called equal to symbol and dot equals to method. I'm going to tell the very, I'm not sure how come all your questions, either you or Ranjit, are asking it is relevant to the next topic which I'm going to discuss. So I know I'm going to discuss the topic when the values will be compared, when the memory address will be compared. Okay, that is the topic we are going to discuss now. So there is something called, this is equals to method, right? there is one more thing available which is called equal to operator. Two equal to signs would be there. This is a operator. Okay, and there is something called equals method. So if I'm comparing two integers like this, like int age of a person 1 equal to 22 and age of a person or a person 2 equal to 24. So two persons are there and I'm comparing the age means I can very well compare like this. If age 1 equal to age 2, and I can come to a conclusion that whether both the ages are equal or not, because it is a integer, it is a primitive data type. I can very well compare these two and I can say whether the ages are equal or not. That I can do it. For example, if I am planning to buy mobile, I'm doing some analysis in the market. So there are different mobiles available. Very first difference is whether you are going for a iOS or the Android based. Again, in the Android itself, if I'm taking two examples, two famous phones in the market like Samsung or OnePlus, two phones I'm taking means it is not that only one factor I will take it for my comparison. I'll be taking n number of factors about the phone. I'll be checking the screen size, I'll be checking the camera features, the efficiency of the camera, the battery configurations, and what are the different features are available. So many things, even the price I will compare. So many things I have to compare to come to a conclusion that which phone is good, which phone is better suitable for me. So in that cases, it is not like only one thing I'm going to compare. I'm going to compare so many things about the particular product to finalize. But here I'm going to compare age of the person only. It's simple, age is same or not, so I can very well go for the equal to method because I'm going to compare the value. But in the case of a mobile, I have to compare two different things, mobile 1 and mobile 2. Mobile will 1 will have different configurations, price will be different, size will be different, camera feature will be different, my RAM, so many things would be different when compared to the mobile 2. So what I have to compare, I have to compare the camera efficiency of the mobile 1 with the camera efficiency of the mobile 2. I have to compare the screen size of mobile 1 with the screen size of the mobile 2. I have to see the battery of mobile 1 with the battery of mobile 2. So many comparisons, in-depth comparison I have to do to come to a conclusion that mobile 1 is best or mobile 2 is best. So that is the one we are going to do. That is something called the object comparison. I didn't start the classes and object, but I'm giving the skeleton of that object and classes alone now, just for simple understanding. Say I have something called mobile, one class is there. So mobile 1, I'm not taking any brand names here, I'm just taking something called mobile 1. So mobile 1 will have different configurations, the price would be different, their screen size would be different, the RAM would be different, the configurations would be different, so many things would be different for mobile 1. And for another mobile, okay, mobile 2, I have one more mobile. Here also I have some configuration, some price, something would be there. So RAM, your whatever GB it will have, screen size, some random numbers I'm typing. Okay. So what I'll be doing is I'll be comparing this 10,000 with the 25,000. I'll be comparing this 4 with the 8. I'll be comparing this 10 with this. I'll be comparing this 1.3 with this 1. So I will be doing the object comparison to come to the conclusion. In that cases, I cannot I cannot go for this equal to symbol. What I can do? I can go for the object 1. So here mobile 1 is the object 1 that I will be comparing with the second object, this mobile 2. So what I will be doing is mobile 1, the object 1 is equal to the object 2. If I do like this only, I can come to a conclusion that which is good, which will not good, because this will check for the value of the variable, but this equals to will check for the data saved in the memory location. So mobile 1 means it is referring to some memory location. I've used new keyword, right? So a memory will be created. In that memory I will have the price, the RAM, my battery efficiency, everything will be there. Similarly, mobile 2 object will be created. There also the four things will be available. These two things I will be comparing. Then I will be come to a conclusion that which is equal, which is not equal. This is what we will do. So I'm going to explain this with the 2-3 simple examples. So this equals to will check for the value of the object, this equals method, and this will check for the memory location, and if it is same it will do, otherwise it will print not equal. So I am going to explain this with a few scenarios so that it will be easy for you. I am going to share one Word document with you now. Just give me a minute. I hope my screen is visible to you.
Yes, it's listening.
Okay. So I've told you equal to symbol will look for the data, whether the data are saved. Dot equals to method will look for the memory location, whether both the objects are referring to the same memory location. So that is the one we are going to see with few scenarios. If you look at the scenario number 1, I have a string called string s1 and it is holding a data called Java. So what it will do is, when the first line is executed, as it is using the new keyword, in the heap memory, it will create a space and it will save the value as Java, and the s1 will be pointing to that place. And the second line is string s2 equal to Java. So this is a literal way of representation. So obviously what it will do, it will go to the string constant pool. It will check whether already a keyword Java is available, a word Java is available. If it is available, it will point to the same thing. Otherwise, it will create something called S2 and it will hold the value of Java. So the S2 will be pointed here. Now, if you look at my picture, both the datas are having same value called Java. S1 and S2. These variables having the value called Java, but it is referring to two different places, two different memory location. Is this clear? Is this concept clear?
Yeah, yes, yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
now I'm going to write a code to explain what exactly I was telling you. When you write a code, how it is going to represent the same thing in the code, that's what we are going to see now. The difference between equals symbol, equals to method, and equals to operator. This would be your interview question. That's why I am explaining that in detail. Wait, what happened to my IntelliJ? I'm sharing my, so in this editor I'm going to write the code for that. This is for just explanation I have added, so I'm removing it. So this code I commented because you can refer. So this is a scenario I was explaining. I'm writing the same code here. So now I'm going to check if if is a conditional operator. So this is one conditional statement. I'll be covering immediately after the string, this condition and looping concept and all. For now, you just consider you're going to check whether these two are same in English vocabulary, like whether S1 equal to S2. If it is equal, you are going to print a statement called equals. Otherwise, if it is not equal, you are going to print a statement called not equals. Similarly, I told right two different things I want to demonstrate here. One is the equal to operator. The next is dot equals to method. Same thing I'm going to do based on equal operator, not equals based on equal to operator. Now coming back to this one, the method s1 dot equals, okay, s2. Again, one print statement I'm planning to write it here. If it is true, if it returns me a true, it is going to give me a true or false only. Boolean output only I'm going to get. If you mouse over to this equals to method, it will give you the definition. Share it back. If you mouse over on the equals to method, it is clearly say what is the return type. Boolean. Boolean means either true or false only it can return me. It can give me. So
UV,
if
again your
this
screen is not
particular
visible.
condition is satisfied,
Again your screen is not visible.
visible,
It's blank.
I can see it on my screen. Why so? I've shared it back again. Is it visible?
Still not.
No, no.
Wait, I will disconnect and join back. I've did multiple share, but still not sure why it is not showing. Some technical challenge I'm facing here.
Yeah, it's visible now.
Thank you. So I was explaining about the Boolean return type. So whenever it is returning the true or false, if it is true, if the particular condition is true, then this piece of code will be executed. If the particular piece of code returns false, then it will skip this block. This we call it as if block. It will skip the block and it will go to the else block, and this piece will be executed. This is the working methodology of this if and else. So same thing, if this particular equals method works and it returns me a true, it gives me an answer as true, then the print statement whatever I'm going to give, it is going to execute. So I'm going to give a very simple print statement here. If it returns me a false, if it is not satisfying the condition which I'm looking for, then it will print something typed in the screen now. Okay, so two things I've done. I have two strings s1 and s2, and this is created using the new keyword. The data is Java, and this is created with a literal format of string, and this is also holding the content as Java. And I'm comparing these two strings using two different format. One is equal to symbol, another one is equals method, and I'm going to execute the method and I'm going to see what is the result it is going to give me. if you look at this, it is giving me two different things. What it is saying? One is saying it is not equals, another one is saying it is equals. But if you look at this, for us, what has happened? Both are same, right? For us, what has happened? Both are same, both is having same Java only, but one is looking for the memory location, another is looking for the content in it. Okay, so now what has happened? This S1 and S2 in the previous Word document I've shown you, these two things are referring to two different memory location. One it is in the heap memory, another in the string constant pool. That's why this equals to method, what it is saying? It is saying it is not equal. It is clearly saying not equals because both are different memory location. But if you look at this equals method, it doesn't really give importance to the memory location. It is giving importance to the content or the data in the particular string which I am comparing. The contents are same, the data is same, so it is giving me the option as true. It is giving me the output as equals based on the method. Any doubt in this?
Yeah, no, you no.
Okay, good. So one more scenario I will cover because there are different ways they will tweak you in the string comparison. So I will cover that too today. So the next thing, yeah, word up. Okay, it is visible. Good. So now scenario 2 is just some modification on it. String s1 equal to Java, it will placed in the heap memory. Now string s2 equal to, instead of giving something under the double quotes, what I am doing? I am referring to the s1 itself. So what it will do? It won't go to the string constant pool. It will go into the same reference only. So now you should know the difference. If I give string s2 equal to double quotes Java, double quotes means it will go to the string constant pool because it is representing the literal way of string. But here, instead of giving new string of something, I am saying that it is s1. So it is indirectly you are referring to the new string concept. So what it will do, s1 and s2 will point to the same memory location and it will have the same data called Java. Now answer my question. If I run the code, the same code I'm running, okay, the equals to method operator and equals to method. Now tell me whether I will get the output of equals or not equals when I run the equals to operator. Can anyone answer on that? What that equal to operator will check for?
We'll get true in both cases.
That will check for address.
Perfect, perfect. So good understanding. Yes, equal to will point to the same memory location, right? So yes, it is same memory location, so it will say it is true. And this equals to method will look for the content, that is also the same. So in this case, both are valid. Okay. Third scenario, string s1 equal to Java, it is pointing here, s2 equal to s1, so it has pointed here. But later on, what I did, s2 equal to double quotes Java double quotes, so it is pointing here. Now s1 is pointing here, s2 is pointing here. Now tell me, my equal to operator will return me true or false.
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 Good. And that equals to method.
That is true. Yeah, both are. It will only verify the
Okay,
content, right? Yeah.
good. So this is how they will ask you a different scenarios, and they will tweak you also whether it is same or not same. You can expect these kind of questions in your interview or in your, if you are going for any preparations kind of thing. Yes, you can very well expect there also. Okay, so today I will cover one simple topic, then I will finish today's session. I hope it's okay for you if I extend this for 5 more minutes. If you have any challenges, do let me know.
I'm good at this concept.
Okay. So, okay. I was telling this two strings, right? String S1, some comparisons, and the search operators and all I was telling, right? If that customer I told, if it is Srini, they told they are giving some offers, but there are some customer will see that if somebody logs in with the name of S itself, give them some offer. So for that, what you can do, you can go for something called starts with. There is a method called starts with. It will check whether the first letter is matching with the S. First letter is matching with the J. So now I'm going to check whether the first letter is matching with J. Okay. So print S1 dot starts with J. I'm printing. So my S1 is Java. I'm executing. It is saying true. Yes, it is starting with J. If I give something else, yes. Okay, I'm checking for yes. The third statement, let me run and see. It is returning false. So if some data parsing you have to do, then you can use similar. There is one more method available which is called ends with. Ends with also more or less same only. What it will do, it will check for the last letter whether the string is ending with S. That is what it is going to do. So I'm checking, I'm using the ends with. So this Java, obviously it is ending with A, right? So I'm running it. So I ran this code. It is building at the top. So what this ends with will do is it will look for the last letter of the string. If it is with A, it will return me a true. If it is with something else, it will return me a false. So these are the different comparisons method you have. So with this, I'm ending today's session. So next we will have some more topics in string. I'll be covering it in the next sessions. Any doubt in this so far?
Yeah, no, no. Yeah, thank you.
Good.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks for time. We'll connect in the next
Welcome.
session.
You